Good morning. Talking about relationships. The sweetest kiss of all kisses is the kiss of freedom. And in order to get that kiss of freedom, you must understand the word kiss, K-I-S-S. Keep it simple, sweetheart. If you will latch on to, catch hold of, absorb, understand that simplicity is the way to understanding the ultimate, it will expedite your getting there tremendously. Keep it simple, sweetheart. It is so simple when you discover it. Only then you know it's the simplest of all simples. Thyself, thy inner beingness, your isness, your amness. Knowing which, you will know everything. Besides being in the highest, most delectable state there is. And everything you're seeking externally, unconsciously is looking for this ultimate state. And you'll never ever stop chasing it and banging yourself against the wall of the world until you discover it by stopping banging yourself against the world, going within and discovering exactly what it is that you are. But you must keep it simple to get to the simplest of all simples, your very own self. The way to that place is so simple. All you need to do is quiet the mind. It's your mind. You made it noisy, you can quiet it. Get that mind totally quiet, and that's it. Is that hard to understand? A quiet mind puts you in touch with the all-powerful, all-knowing being that you are. Quieting the mind does it. Is there anyone here who cannot understand that? Mind quiet, that's it. When your mind is quiet, you're self-obvious to yourself. And you are in touch with all the power in the universe as being within you. You are in touch with all the knowledge there is, which is within you. It comes right from your beingness, which you will not quiet your mind for one moment to see. If you would quiet your mind for just one moment, you would see this, and thereafter pursue only it. So to be smart, we need this KISS theory to keep it simple. You're drowning it out in overcomplications and running hither, thither, to everywhere where it isn't. And where is it? Right where you are. The reason why we're not going free, we're not reaching the ultimate, is we're not quieting the mind. And for hundreds and thousands of years they've been telling us what to do. They tell you quiet the mind. But they have not given us the how-to, which is so simple. Now your mind is active 24 hours a day, on guard, in order that you survive. All those programs called apathy, grief, fear, lust, anger, and so forth, every one of them is a survival program. So you're constantly on guard, 24 hours a day, with hundreds of thoughts, which you have very foolishly relegated to the background, and you don't look at them and you say they're unconscious. Taking no responsibility for them, even though you've piled them up back there. You lock them into a closet called the unconscious, disclaiming responsibility for it. Take responsibility for all this accumulated ag-flap in your subconscious mind. Then you can start doing away with it. The mind will never ever give you the answer, and you're looking for it via the mind. The expression is you're trying to cross the river by grabbing hold of an alligator. It'll never take you across the river. You must start quieting that mind. And the thing that quiets the mind is no thoughts. And what motivates all thinking? Feelings. And all feelings, superficial, culminate into the heavier feelings that we call ag-flap. The ag-flap culminates into two, called approval, control, which culminate into one, called survival, security. When we rid ourselves of wanting approval or wanting control, we rid ourselves of all the ag-flap and the hundreds of other feelings. They're out of the subconscious, and the mind is quiet. And then we are coming from our infinite beingness, working intuitively, which is simply saying we're coming from our omniscience. That's all intuition is. All this intellectual knowledge that we work through our mind is coming through ignorance. Ignorance of the fact that just behind the mind is omniscience. Ignorance of the fact that everything we do via the mind is limited and hurts. Every thought has a certain amount of limitation to it and covers over the unlimited being that we are. So we need a method that'll pull out the motivation of all thinking, which is called feelings, and that will quiet the mind. The mind will never quiet the mind because the mind is a mechanism of falsely looking for survival, security, approval, control. And as long as the mind is a mechanism for that, it will never ever give you the right answer. It will forever keep you running after the wrong answers. And you get moments of pleasure and long periods of pain. But you must keep it simple. You are the ultimate being, omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, acting with extreme limitation, held within the mind, pushed back into a closet called the unconscious, and acting as though I didn't do it. And if it comes up, we don't like it, we try to push it back in the closet. The way is simple, and the way is easy. Let the feelings come up. Get them under approval or control and let them out. Carry out the 6 steps of the method and it'll take you months to empty out the totality of your garbage. After which, life becomes a mere effortless, beautiful, harmonious, almost dream. Everything comes to us with no effort. By just merely placing a thought in our quiet mind, it'll manifest. If not immediately, quickly. And you'll never ever stop struggling until you do that. So why not now? Why not in the next few months? Get smart. Remember the KISS theory. As we break it down into 3 parts, there's this infinite I that I am, all-knowing, all-powerful, everywhere present, right now, always was, always will be. And how much of it are you living? Isn't that silly? What it takes to get to know that is just the resolve that this is better than this. A body with sickness, with constant attention to keep it surviving, fighting a battle that's an absolutely no-win battle. Where are all these bodies going to be 100 years from now? How smart are we to spend all our time surviving this body when we know it's not going to survive? Intelligence should be defined as the ability to be happy. Psychology defines it as the ability to resolve problems. It should be the ability to be happy. The ability to be happiest. And were we intelligent, we would be the happiest. Everything we're fighting for, struggling for out there in this world is already ours. And we're running away from it, chasing after it where it isn't. I'm sure some of you have seen this. Many people have seen what I'm saying. Okay, why aren't you free? Why aren't you this unlimited being?
There are more things in the world.
Right. You want these stupid things in the world which you think are going to give you this. And again and again and again and again, every day, year in and year out, it doesn't give it to you. You never stop struggling for that which you are externally. You've got to make that U-turn. You got to stop chasing it out there, make a U-turn right back on you. And see you the way you really are. Whole, complete, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. This is what you're struggling for in your every act out there. Call it happiness, security, whatever. You'll never ever stop until you get to fully identifying yourself as to what you really are. This is the changeless you. It's perfect. You cannot do a thing to it except look away from it, but you can't do a thing to it. So get intelligent. Get all the happiness there is in the universe. Get to the ultimate state. Get out of the struggle. And let yourself just be and be and be. So here we are, this infinite beingness, and we set up a mechanism called mind, which the world thinks is so complicated. They go through college courses and get doctorates, and they don't know what it is after so many years of study. And all it is a sum total collection of our thoughts and feelings. The mind is a very simple thing. It's the totality of all our thoughts and feelings. You know what a thought and a feeling is. That's what a mind is. And the majority of it we don't look at. It's unpleasant. So we call it unconscious. We set up this mind which sets up the body. The only place you can see your body or any other body is in your mind. It is nowhere else. And the proof of that is every time you go to sleep, out goes your body and every other body. When I say don't wake up, there's never any more bodies. But you are. Were only possible to do that, that would be great. Go to sleep, dreamless sleep, and don't wake up. You would become aware of the fact that you are your beingness. But it's impossible to do it that way. We program this thing in. And like the astronaut in 2001, he went into the computer, and that's all our mind is a computer, and started pulling out the banks. And those banks are apathy, grief, fear, lust, anger. Those are all the programs. Pull them out. And you'll just be. Quiet that mind, and then you're aware of being in this state. And remember, the mind will never quiet the mind. That's why all the ways that have been tried for thousands of years don't work. They're all trying to do it within mind. And the mind is the enemy and will not do it. We must quiet that mind by quieting the motivation of the mind called feelings. Now, in all these feelings, relative to the highest love, are all non-love feelings. And that's why the world is in such a destructive direction. But they're active. As I started to say, all feelings relative to love are non-love feelings and are destructive. All ag flap is destructive. Remember, underneath the ag flap, everyone is a Christ. Everyone is all love. And the only thing covering up this all lovingness of ours is the ag flap. But you know what? You can transcend a hydrogen bomb. You can make yourself untouchable by a hydrogen bomb. How? The absolute conviction that a hydrogen bomb cannot touch me will do it. You're seeing some of these things coming out in the world, and things like fire walking. We've had a few classes, I think, in Sedona here, where a teacher's taken people over red-hot coals barefooted. People get themselves in a nice high state, absolutely convinced that they can do it, and they just calmly walk over the red-hot coals. Just a thought, that's all it is. Can anyone have a thought here? It's just a thought. But see, that goes for everything. You can withstand a hydrogen bomb the exact same way. You see, you can override momentarily the subconscious negativity. But you need to eliminate that negativity to have that ability for all time. Whatever you think is. This is the funny thing that's going on all the time. There's nothing out there but your thought. Again, that's proven by going to sleep. All that out there disappears when you go to sleep. Where is it? It's in your mind. It's your mind that says there's a character up here, Lester, talking to you. Put your mind to sleep. I'm gone. Don't wake up. I'm gone forever. But you'll remain, like you do every morning when you come out of a deep sleep. You see how simple it is? Keep it simple. There's nothing out there but your thought. Everything happening is your thought. Most of what's happening is negative. Get rid of your thought. How? Get rid of your mental action by quieting. Quieting the mind to where there's no thoughts. Unless you choose to put a thought in. It's simple and it's easy. You just make that choice. When you want freedom, when you decide you want freedom, more than you want everything else you've got in life, and I mean everything else, relationships, wherewithal, when you want freedom more than you want those things, you get it quickly. Also, when you see that the only reason why you want that is to have that freedom, that'll help you make that decision. You're going after that ultimate state of security. The wrong way, externally. And the only way you'll ever get it is inward. And once you have that, nothing in this universe can touch it. What you don't see is you're experiencing exactly your mental picture. Your sum total thinkingness, which includes all the unconscious thinkingness, which is 95% of your thinkingness now. That's all you're experiencing is your sum total thinkingness, the conscious and the unconscious together. But you got to keep it simple to get to see this. And then work to undo that mind activity by ridding yourself of your feelings. And when you do that, you're in the highest state of love there is, which is the natural state.